It is nighttime in Portland, Oregon. That's the Willamette River, and Iowa with the lead at the half. Caitlin Clark being Caitlin Clark. Boy, Talia Von Oelhoffen, very special for Oregon State as well. And you see both teams are putting up some threes and knocking them down, but Iowa with the 7-point advantage as we hit the second half. Pam Ward along with Christy Thomas-Scuddy and Stephanie White. And Caitlin Clark, a little bit of a slow start, but came alive in that second quarter.
You're not going to keep her down for long, are you?
No.
We talk so much about her scoring ability, but her ability to facilitate is also exceptional. She just does such an outstanding job of finding her teammates. She draws multiple defenders. We're going to see her in the screen and roll right here. Two players go to Caitlin Clark, but look at her eyes. She has an eye on where McKenna Warnock is. She's able to deliver the pass to her, and Warnock able to get to the rim and to score. And the straight line drives, using her angles, getting by defenders. 1, 2, 3 people collapse, and Caitlin Clark making the right play, finding the open Gabby Marshall, who knocks down the three.
And for Oregon State, they have stayed in this game because of getting hot from the three-point line. They are 6 of 11. They've only made a total of 14 field goals, but the big one has been Shalex Aaron. Came in 0 for the game already, 3 of 4 here this afternoon. How can Oregon State continue to generate some offense?
Aaron already with 15 points, 15 of their 37. That is a new season high for her. Winner of this game gets UConn on Sunday afternoon. Caitlin Clark and Iowa, you might recall, were eliminated by the Huskies in the Sweet 16 a couple of years ago in the NCAA tournament when it was Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark to a great freshman matchup at that time. We are underway.
I was going to say, when it gets loud in here, as we heard a couple of runs by Oregon State in the first half.
Warnock right away, attacking the glass. Warnock part of that supporting cast. Her numbers aren't going to raise alarm bells, but does a lot of the little things for the Hawkeyes.
It takes a team. And so as much as attention as Sonano and Caitlin Clark get, everyone else knows their role and they are ready to step up when needed.
Clark.
Nice pass.
But there's the defense. Gabby Marshall left it short. Good defense by Mitrovic, who we remind you is 6'9". Gabby Marshall continuing to be a pest. There you see Mitrovic at 6'9", making 6'3". Monica Sonano look
Small.
Yes. How I feel when I stand next to you.
You're a beast, Pam.
That just ticked the bottom of the net for Bendu Yaney, again a Portland native who played her first 4 years at Arizona, coming back to her home state, has missed all 8 of her shots. Marshall created space, wide left.
I see Oregon State, a little more sense of urgency to get over those screens because Iowa's going to make you pay if you're not.
They are. You can't play a drop coverage against a team that's used to making jump shots.
A.J. Murad, who has scored a double figures all 4 games this year with a nice turnaround. Sonano setting the screen, trying to get it back to her, but that was cut off nicely.
That's the cut right there. That's it all day long. You might not have a one-on-one move with your Monica Sonano back to the basket against Mitrovic, but the pass and the cut. And Iowa is so good when they have off-ball movement.
And Oelhoffen with the miss. Here's Caitlin Clark. Yaney, who is a good defender, has her work cut out for Sonano with the rare miss. Has led the country in field goal percentage for a couple of years. Kate Martin got a hand on that, and now 2-on-1. Clark with a little head fake and then rolled it in.
The look off. I like the look off.
Well, that's, again, she's a great assist maker as well as finisher. And that time, the true point guard, that played into her getting that shot.
Largest lead of the game is 11 points. The Beavers take a timeout. Clark's got 20.
And she, as we keep saying, makes it look easy. The assist, no, I got it.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays. Back here in Portland, Iowa plays some pretty basketball.
They sure do. Excellent execution, terrific spacing, great passing team. We're going to watch this play right here. Monica Sanano, if we freeze it right here, look, Caitlin Clark occupies. You got shooters up top occupying. Movement without the basketball. And Sanano is a terrific one-on-one scorer. She is also an outstanding facilitator from the post position. I mean, this is just textbook basketball. And when we talked about Iowa early in the first half, not a lot of off-ball player movement. They are so hard to guard when all 5 players are moving and they keep you active and engaged.
Because they play inside out. Great scorers, we know, but you put so much pressure on a defense when the ball goes into the paint first.
Run that motion offense for Lisa Bluter. Oregon State down by 11. Shot clock now into single digits. They get it to Mitrovic. Clark comes over to help defensively, and Mitrovic just bowls over Gabby Marshall.
She doesn't need that dribble.
No.
She's just got to go right up into the shot.
But I'll also say this is the disadvantage of 6'9". You could just tell didn't have the body control on the catch, which is why she had to go with the dribble.
Now Mitrovic is going over to the bench for Reagan Beers. Gabby Marshall a little sore after taking that knock. Noelle Mannon coming back in as well for A.J. Murat for Oregon State, who come into this game unbeaten on the season. Wins over Hawaii, Seattle University, Eastern Washington, and Prairie View. One up to Sanano. Rainey is face guarding Caitlin Clark. Shot clock in the single digits. Sanano, just enough of a screen. Clark almost got that tough shot to go and claps her hand in frustration as she crossed midcourt. Looks like she's the kind of player who thinks they're all going in.
Well, I mean, think about the difficulty of that shot, and she is still upset she didn't make it.
Whereas most players wouldn't have even gotten it off. Good defense by Sanano on Beers.
They're letting them play.
They sure are.
And there's some of the the emotion that we see from Caitlin Clark, a kid from West Des Moines, Iowa.
Well, it's interesting with Monica Sanano, the difference in being defended by Mitrovic inside and being defended by Beers inside. Beers much more physical, pushing her off the block.
Speaking of pushing off the block, Noelle Mannon just got steamrolled. And one commonality of why Iowa is so great is solid post play. Monica Sanano, as well as Megan Gustafson, 4 out of the last 5 years have led the country in field goal percentage shooting. The commonality in that, to me, is Jan Jensen, the associate head coach for Iowa. Was a tremendous player at Drake in her day, and she continues, doesn't matter if they're undersized or not, to develop great post players for Iowa.
She sure does. It seems like year after year.
And Oelhoffen hit for Oregon State, and then a quick answer for Iowa by Kate Martin. Jan Jensen played for Coach Bluter and over at Drake and has been with her for all 23 years at Iowa. And Oelhoffen's a good basketball player. You think Jan Jensen's one of the best post coaches?
Absolutely. I have said that. I mean, I used to go against her as an assistant coach when she was at Drake. I was at Illinois State, and I said it then. And so we're going back 20-something years ago, and she's just continued to get better and better. A great recruiter as well, but obviously knows how to develop these post players.
And Iowa as a staff finds post players that fit their system. And you're absolutely right, the development, every year they get better. They're always incredibly efficient.
Molly Davis waited for Annie to get by her before she put up the shot.
Steph, do you remember an undersized post player by the name of Jenny Lillis?
Of course I remember Jenny Lillis, yes.
Huh. Has she done anything?
Quite possible.
There's Jan Jensen right there in the middle.
Jenny Lillis on some of Lisa Bluter's first teams at Iowa.
And that's the one I think of when I think of undersized.
Yes.
Maybe 6 foot.
Maybe 6'1".
Jensen saying that's the way to do it. Iowa up 9, timeout in Portland. Marta Peach is from Germany and her dad is here. Made the trip from Berlin to Portland.
Parents are the best.
Yep.
Absolutely.
There he is. There's Dad. I'm serious. Thinking, you know, if you put my kid in, maybe it'd get closer. Warnock.
Same player out of the timeout that they ran earlier for her. This time couldn't convert.
And Oelhoffen guarded by Davis. Janey shooting over Clark. Loose ball. Battled for. Here comes Clark streaking down the left side.
You see just how she's always got her eyes moving. So different than Nika Mule, right? But she's, look, where's the defender? Where are they coming behind me? Do I need to create some space? Just an awareness of where everyone is coming at her and from which angles.
Clark with 22 points and 22 minutes of court time. Sonano, good defense, but kept alive momentarily, but Aaron couldn't keep it in bounds.
You see on the defensive end of the floor, that's good defense by Caitlin Clark. Ball gets out in transition. Of course, you got to find her. Somebody's got to get in front of her. And look at right there, just that little look. Where is Bindu Yaney? Where's she coming from?
Deceptive. I mean, how do you defend her? Because she can shoot the three. She can blow by you. I mean, that's the thing. Speed in transition is tremendous as well when the ball is in her hands.
One of the hardest things to teach is just when you have the ball, when you're making a move, how can you go at a pace, but also utilize that vision? Great defensive play by Molly Davis.
That is the second block of the game for the undersized Molly Davis, playing with such tenacity here this afternoon. Hey, it doesn't have to be a big girl with the block. She sized it up, timed it perfectly. What I love, didn't knock it out of bounds, kept it in play to herself to try to maintain possession.
Molly Davis, the Central Michigan transfer, listed at 5'7", 2 blocks for Molly. That one was so much force, her headband came off. But yeah, Coach Bluter thrilled again that she decided to come play at Iowa knowing that she's not going to start. That's old school, right?
Absolutely. Just talked about her unselfishness, her savvy, her IQ, her toughness and swag.
Wants to be part of a winning team. There's Stuelke, the freshman, who got blocked by Mitrovic.
That's one of those drives Lisa Bluter wanted. Let's wait for the second. But great job by Bindu Yaney to respond off the missed layup. We say it time and time. It leads to a layup on the other end. Bindu Yaney, just quick crossover to the left hand. Great touch to finish.
Janey's first basket after she missed her first 9 field goal attempts. Caitlin Clark getting a well-deserved rest. The feeling she won't be out for long. Stuelke a little off balance. Couldn't score over Beers.
But Stuelke adds an athleticism in the post that Iowa especially missed a year ago. I remember talking to the coaches then about what she would bring, and they were beyond excited. And you see, I think the matchup is for her to drive against the bigger post right now with the 2 bigs in for Oregon State.
So Clark out of the game, Martin handling the ball for now. Davis a combo guard. Now on the other side of the floor, Clark's going to come back in at the next whistle. So that answers that question. Not out for long. Sonano left open. She's been money from there, but that one was short. Another collision. Kate Martin called for that foul. And she's back on the floor.
Can't even get her a blow around timeouts.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
Exactly.
Caitlin averaging just over 30 minutes a game, but she strikes me as the kind of kid who would be on the bench going,
yeah.
put me in, put me in, put me in.
As a coach, you feel those eyes on you.
Yeah.
I was about to say Beers got away with it, but she did it. It was a good call by the official.
Reagan Beers called for that foul.
Beers, the freshman post, just trying to get position, working hard, but then just caught with that elbow to Stuelke.
Third personal on Reagan, the freshman from Littleton, Colorado. Part of that good freshman class.
That's 3 possessions in a row right there, and decision making once you get in there. But she's a young player, right? So she's right now is being asked to just attack, drive. Lisa Bluter talked to her about going off of 2 feet. But in a game like this, when they're still in striking distance, got to make sure decision making is key.
Annie with a good crossover. Stuelke cut her off at the baseline. Clark with the Annie closing goes down.
I respect Yaney's closing speed there because I thought Clark was going to get it all the way to the rim.
First one on Yaney.
I mean, Yaney is in the corner, and Caitlin Clark gets it a good 5 feet ahead of her, and you just see Yaney closing in, and unfortunately gets called for that foul.
Just the 4th team foul, so the inbound as we approach a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Winner gets UConn on Sunday. Travel call as Sonano could not handle the Clark pass cleanly. And then they have a couple of words.
Well, Oregon State just doesn't have an answer to that quick screen between Sonano and Clark. I'm not sure I would have an answer with the skill of those two individuals.
That backside rotation just has to come. You have to force somebody else on the floor to knock down that shot. It's got to be quicker. And Caitlin Clark's ability to deliver that pocket pass quickly is key.
Mitrovic way outside, beyond the 3-point arc. They need a shot. And Oelhoffen bottled up. And then Clark gets another block. Caitlin keeps on going.
Lisa Bluter's face.
I would have made that face too.
I mean, I thought it was going to lead to a lead out. That's
exactly.
2 straight possessions where Oregon State's forced to bring something up, and that time Clark there with the block. And unfortunately,
well, of course, that live ball, you want to be able to take that to the other end.
Caitlin's face said it all. Oregon State's missed 7 of its last 8 shots, and now Clark's going to hold on to it as long as possible to kill the quarter. Sonano screen. Gabby Marshall couldn't get it to go at the end of the quarter. But Caitlin Clark with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. At least that Beaver can score.